excited. It is free, 11 o'clock until 1 p.m., October 14th, 21st, 28th, and November 4th. And again, Girls Code, girls plural, girlscodesavannah.org for more info. Leslie, I'm so excited. I'm actually a little jealous. Think that we might need to figure out a way for, 40 somethings to be part of this as well. But thank you a million times.
Yeah, absolutely. It is my great pleasure to be part of this and to do this on behalf of the city of Savannah.
Awesome. All right, friends, I am so excited for this interview. One of my favorite women, my very dear friend, Miss Pat Gunn, is online with me right now. And she has been one of the driving forces behind the push to rename the square formerly known as Calhoun Square to the Susie King Taylor Square. It has already happened. I don't even know what to do. I am so blown away by what you have accomplished. And I know I'm gushing just a little bit, but can you tell folk what it means to have that square be named for this incredible woman?
I think it's a part of the American treasure now.
Yeah.
It's like 140 years later, we get a statue that pays homage to women. We have 20 squares, you guys, and 21 of them are men. And I thought it was time for a woman named Square. We have a square for Yamacraw, which is homage to the indigenous people. So I think the missing pieces were twofold. It was to have a woman named Square, and this will be the first African-American square. So Susie King Taylor rocks. I Googled her, and then I looked in Wikipedia, and they have all of her information. So if you don't know her, check out Susie King Taylor, born in the 1840s. She was just a phenomenal person. I just want to say in 1829, for example, the governor of the state of Georgia had a law that was passed that no enslaved person or free person of color from the North or wherever would be allowed to read, write, and count in the state. And so for Susie King Taylor to start these clandestine schools all over downtown took a lot of bravery. So I think the world needs to know about this teacher, the first nurse in the Civil War and the Union side, and an author. I think people need to know her name. And
what did it take to start this coalition and this push, this effort?
It didn't start with Susie King Taylor. It started with a tour guide downtown. I have my own company. And so we were approached by some tour folks who said, why don't you go down there to Calhoun Square? I said, what's down there? And they said, well, just go check it out. And we did. And there are hundreds of bodies under the ground with no markers. And lo and behold, between Calhoun Square and Whitfield Square, there are a stranger cemetery. And this was a place where poor people that were white, sailors, people who couldn't get back home and died in Savannah, they're under that ground with no marker, which made me sad. And then I look at the other square, Whitfield, and the same thing applies. So the first thing was that we wanted to pay homage to those unnamed people that are buried under the ground.
Yes.
Savannah, Georgia is the most haunted city for true. Why? Because we have a reputation of just building on top of dead people. So the first thing is that there are people down there. And so we want to not forget that even with Susie King Taylor, we have talked to the mayor about putting a marker to say these are people from Stranger Cemetery and the Negro Cemetery, so that these people know that was a cemetery burial ground. But Susie King Taylor was not our first choice. Our first choice was to call Whitfield Square Jubilee Square. We liked that gazebo. And then the other one we wanted to call Sankofa Square. We know the art of compromise. I've got 30 plus years in criminal law. And so the neighbors said we'd like a name. And so we researched and found that Susie King Taylor was the best person because the neighbors around the square fell in love with her story.
Absolutely.
So Susie King Taylor, and we said, let's go for it. So I'm so honored. The real heroes, if there's going to be any heroes and sheroes, I would say the first responder heroes and sheroes, Renee, are those neighbors that live around the square.
Absolutely.
It's not anyone outside of that. It began with them, and then the coalition was formed. And the coalition, let me just say, they're from all walks of life. I'm so proud of them. I don't want people to say, Sister Pat did it all alone. I did not. I had a whole team of people, and that's how you do it. Because to tell you the truth, I don't like the all of the fanciness of all of this. I really like to go down to Tybee on the back river and drop my crab basket. But I'll go ahead and do this, and then I'm going to kind of get quiet and let the new generation take over. But I'm just honored. We've got a square for a woman, and we got Susie King Taylor, the first African American nurse in the Civil War. I think Savannah should be proud.
So very, very proud. So City Council unanimously passed the measure August 24th. There is already work being done to get a plaque, actually 4 plaques down there at Susie King Taylor Square. And for folk who aren't familiar, what are the crossroads at Susie King Taylor?
Yeah, it's in the 400 block of Abercorn Street at Abercorn and Taylor Street on one side, and Wayne Street on the other side. And some of the markers around there is Wesley United Methodist Church in that square, Massey Heritage School, and just a lot of beautiful homes right there. But those are the 2 landmarks for sure, right at Abercorn.
It could not be a more appropriate square to be honored with her name as well. There is also a push for a monument, for a statue, and involving a local artist. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we love working with local artists. And so I just want to tell you that 3 years ago, we may have been a little premature, but I had a conversation with our amazing sculptor, Jerome Meadows. And so we are getting ready to have conversations with him in the hope that he will be our sculptor for this process. We want to have a statue, a fountain, or something significant in the center of that beautiful square. We went out there last Saturday and tried to just walk around, and the neighbors came out. Everybody brought potluck, and the neighbors also said, there is an opening gleam in the center of this square. Look at the sun coming over it like a rainbow was there. It's like a perfect place for a statue. So I think that Susie King Taylor needs to be in the middle of that square and with a beautiful cloak on. I don't know if she'll put her hand on her hip like I do because I'm Gullah Geechee, but I think she needs to stand in that square, kind of, very, stoic.
Well, I am so excited. I am so proud of this incredible movement toward recognizing, again, the first woman, the first Black person in a square in downtown Savannah, honoring the Susie King Taylor Square. So the city is going to maintain those 4 markers on each corner of the square. The coalition is just starting efforts for fundraising to put a monument, a statue of Susie King Taylor in the center of that square. How do people find out more? How do they stay up to date so that they can help to donate, help fundraise, et cetera?
Absolutely. I know it's going to be a big effort. So our website is centerforjubilee.com. Centerforjubilee.com. We have had some national attention. We've got the Theater of War out in New York. They came in and did the Antigone play. They're coming back, y'all. They're coming back. They received calls from Whoopi Goldberg and Michelle Obama Foundation. So
yes, ma'am.
I know it's bigger than me, but I think we need help from the local. So I want our local community to get involved. It's our square, so we should help. Charity begins at home. So go to our website and see how you can help us, and let's just make some more history.
Absolutely. One more time, that web address, and I'm so honored. I'm so excited. Give me that web address one more time.
Absolutely. Thank you. Centerforjubilee.com.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Pat Gunn, I love you so much. Again, the square downtown, now known as the Susie King Taylor Square, fundraising underway eminently to put a marker in the center, or not a marker, but to put a statue, a monument in the center of that square. Ma'am, I'm so excited to see what happens. Thank you for your time. As always, you know, I love Jubilee.com, everybody.
Thank you.